players shuffling out of the lineup all season long have to shuffle the deck again. There was some concerns tonight and some question marks with this Indiana team do something like this. Both teams that kind of stumbled to the finish line.
Yeah, not like a typical seventh game either, right, where it's a win and go home, because you played 6 times against that opponent. This one, it's just one game to determine whether or not your playoffs will continue.
LaMelo Ball, the drive and kick into the 22 made three-pointers finished since.
Doesn't look like he's moving great, but able to step into that triple and knock it down.
Yeah, Brogdon, as we mentioned, dealing with that.
Disappointment with that.
McDermott able to slither his way in, then back to Brogdon. McDermott is there. Prolific collegiate career at Creighton. Such high expectations. Finally putting it all together as Miles Bridges misses underneath. Here's Dougie McBucket. Here's Bridges, shot clock winding down, has to fire with about 5 on the timer, and the rebound pulled underneath by Sabonis. So Charlotte here at the start, one of their first 4, and Indiana.
Out a game like this, Sparrow, for the coaches, there's a different kind of pressure as well, because they realize if this game can get out of hand quick. So let's see how quickly they go to their bench, how short their leash is going to be with these starting units.
Washington. P.J. Washington, big year, second-year kid out of Kentucky, 14th in the league in blocks. And he has made some big offensive contributions down the stretch.
A priority defensively for the Hornets.
Yeah, that game was late January as LaMelo Ball misses on the 3. Offensive rebound, Washington. This is Bridges, extends, puts it.
Really, this entire team, and you look at the impact they've gotten from Bridges, from P.J. Washington, Malik Monk, all these guys that had more questions than answers coming into the season, and they have answered the bell here for the Hornets.
Here's Sabonis. Missed the second to last game of the regular season with a thigh injury. Did come back for the finale and played awfully well. They work it into the corner. That is lock up that number 8 seed really for the last week and a half of the season, but they lost their last 5 games. Really stumbled to that finish line as McDermott
and has not taken a dribble. And that's really the key. That tells you the execution's there. And early on, Charlotte just seems like they're about a step slow, not playing, can get them going.
Beautiful setup on the drive and dump off by Rozier to end that 17-4 Indiana run. Great, you had to wonder, and Indiana had to wonder, is McDermott line?
McDermott, you can't try to shoot gaps. Too good a pass.
Carried over, at least early in this game. Rozier off balance, that patented little step back, and Sabonis clears. Here comes Brogdon, dropping it down.
Brogdon, and a good job of Brissett running the floor, and that baseline cut there for the finish.
Indiana, 9 of 13 at the start, and back injury. Washington, the loose ball, kicks to Rozier, open 3. Back of the rim, no. Bridges had a chance, and it's taken by T.J. McConnell. How big has McConnell been for this Indiana team, especially down the stretch? All the injuries that they've had. McDermott, drive and kick out to Brissett, split.
And there's, again, a paint touch for the triple, and the point about McConnell is a well-made one there. And it looks like Holiday is laboring a little bit for the Pacers.
Here comes Sabonis, puts it on the deck, lays it up. Indiana holding a 14-point lead as we cross the 4-minute mark left in the first. Well, you wanted some offensive fireworks early in this game, you got it. Pacers 7 of 10 from deep. And Charlotte just trying to weather the storm. How about
no answer? How about Indiana 7 of 10 from downtown here in this first quarter? And that has been the difference in the game.
It's team
rotation and then making the right feed. And there's another example of it, though, but PJ unable to get the finish.
Beautiful pass by Zeller. Winner of this one advances to take on the winner between Boston and Washington in that 7-8 matchup that comes your way later tonight right here on TNT. A playing game. 9-10 matchup. McConnell steps into the passing lane to the rack and lays it.
And then seals the deal there with that layup in transition.
2 seconds off the inbound. Sumner's conversation earlier today. Still, despite the 5-game losing streak to finish their regular season, their spirits were high. GA, they said, look, no one expected us to be here to begin with.
It is surprising, partner, and a lot of it is also inexperience, because it is a different game, and you see Charlotte, and they're just going out and competing, and Charlotte's just waiting for something to happen to get them going, which is the wrong approach in an elimination game.
Keelan Martin missing on the 3, and here comes Rose, but it's taken by P.J. Washington. Rozier on a corner 3. In and out, and the rebound cleared by Sumner. Here comes McConnell, and no.
Present it to him when he's got the ball in his hands.
3-point shot by Malik Monk. His first offering of the night won't go. Look at Martin going left hand. Stand by Bataze. And then Indiana coughs it up at the other end. No one home for Malik.
That Washington-Boston game also is one that I find intriguing. Oh, McConnell misses the bunny there.
Can Charlotte make a push before the end of the half? Monk backdoor. Bridges cut. Sabonis wants to take Zeller. Just hasn't quite had his timing so far in this opening half.
Yeah, they've done. That's the one thing they have done, Charlotte, defensively. Some sight there. Malik Monk, who can get hot offensively, able to knock down that triple.
Monk, who's had a career year in terms of his numbers. What a doubles. There's such a unique skill set. Turn back. Look at Bridges inside for Charlotte. And then at the other end. Well, can James Borrego's Charlotte Hornets continue this little push? They have trailed right from the start, down by as many as 21 points. But Greg's starting to show some life. But Malcolm, his offensive struggles. He does have 12 rebounds so far in the half. Guy who can do so many things for his club, trying to get his offensive game going. Washington underneath, kicks out to Monk. Shot clock at 5. Monk, the little Euro step, beautiful.
That was a beautiful play there by Monk. Showed great patience, waited for the defender to commit, and delivered a beauty for Zeller.
Here comes McDermott, put nearly the kind of game they were hoping for. He's 3 of 11 from the field and 0 for 6 from deep.
And I just don't get the sense that the sense of urgency you expect to have in an elimination game has been on this up there. You got Malik Monk, you got Ball, you got Washington. They got a lot of guys that haven't played in the postseason basketball, and it's a different game. And they just have not made the adjustment. And the
Pacers will have 8 seconds to shoot. 40.6 and another. Sabonis got a hand on it, comes up with the theft. Now, this was not the close to the half that the Hornets were hoping for. Beautiful pass. It's been a nightmare opening half for the Hornets.
And really both ends, right? Because defensively, they have not had much impact, and then offensively, they've struggled mightily to put the ball in the basket.
Brogdon, the drive and kick. Justin Holland again with the bad news for Indiana. No Karis LeVert. Announced that he was out tonight. And you have to think for the foreseeable future, health and safety protocols, a guy who averages 20 points per game. So suddenly, if you're the Pacers, you're thinking about tonight, if you win, moving forward without one of their key guys. But so far, they have been dominant against Charlotte, and they won't go. Washington, 3 of 7 in the opening half, 8 points. Brogdon spots up, bangs in another 3.
You'd still be up basically 30 at the start of the third quarter. There's no way I could believe that.
Little pick and roll action. Sabonis able to get to the bottom of the cup. Sabonis again just 1 of 8 in the first half. He's done a little bit of other things. Rebound
Performance as well, but if you're Charlotte right now, over this next 3-minute stretch, you just got to get a rhythm offensively. Touch the line with the official right there with the call. Oh my goodness.
Another.
The devastating news of not having LeVert a little bit before the tip. you do get Brogdon back, and boy, the Pacers have come out here and just been electric on both.
Only 2 baskets in the first half. He already has hit 3 since. He's got 14 points. And right now the Pacers in command with a 25-point lead. Here's Sabonis, backs down against Washington, a little lean-in step back. And again, maybe some of the same reasons that created their issues in the first half, youth and experience, maybe one of the reasons that can bring them back. You just don't know any better, GA.
Yeah, well, they got older player, Gordon Hayward, they would love to have out on the floor.
Here's the steal by Zeller. Let's find South.
And the other thing they did really well with him, they were terrific in crunch time. And Sabonis saw in that first half.
Here's Zeller. He's been lively in the second half, putting it in-handed flush.
And now Charlotte starting to get some confidence because they're creating opportunities because of the defense, forcing some turnovers and getting out in transition.
Zeller and Rozier have scored all of O'Shea. Brissett putting himself together. A nice little game tonight, 16 points. But it seems like you could say that for just about everyone who's put the uniform on for Indiana. Here's Brissett again from deep. It's
Charlotte just has not come with the right energy or approach here, and that's got to be frustrating because this one does not look to be in doubt.
By the way, a technical.
And listen, I think they're trying to compete, but they have just dug themselves a hole from which I'm not sure you can recover.
A team that overachieved for so much this season. So see how he drew it up, but they'll take the 2 points. And Sabonis now the third, make it 4th Pacers starter in double figures. Bridges, nice pass underneath that. Again, we touched on where Charlotte was, a team that basically controlled its own destiny for that 8th and final spot over the final couple of weeks of the season, but they lost their last 5 games and put them in road as Sabonis goes glass against an Indiana team that finished number 9, 34-38 on the season. Brissett unable to track it down. Monk steps into it.
25, partner. We've seen stranger things happen, but they're going to have to string some stops together here this last 3 minutes. And an intrigue standpoint, I don't think there's any question that there's a benefit to this. We saw it play out also in baseball when they did it.
Here's Malik Monk. Consistent sources of offense tonight. That's his 3rd triple. He's got 13 points and is now 5 of 10 in 12 minutes off the bench. Open look at it.
And their spacing and ball movement. Like, they've done a great job of making Charlotte pay for the mistakes, the breakdowns defensively.
Holiday again.
And remember, Ball missed a lot of games as well. You know, they were, in Coach Borrego's mind, they were a top 6 team, and I'd have to agree with them. They have had a terrific season, but this, you got to credit the Pacers for coming out and just playing like they're possessed, really on both ends.
4th basket of the night for Miles Bridges. He's got 9 points. Here comes McConnell, and they are just on the bench. He's 1 assist shy from a triple-double. So much for his offensive struggles. Already 13 career triple-doubles for Sabonis. One of the more gifted big men we've seen in the league in recent years. What a Brissett.
I'll tell you the other thing too, you know, this is not the 7-8 game, so Indy's still going to have to win another game to be able to advance to the postseason. So as great as,
and you just wonder, as good as they have been tonight, as Brissett, beautiful little pass by McConnell, all the issues that they've had as LaMelo Ball's 3-pointer bounce. Maybe get them into the playoffs.
Listen, I no doubt they're going to be confident, but first game of a series, if you're in a 1-8 matchup and you get it handed to you, I mean, it's going to be a challenge for them if they end up at that 8 spot. Philly is so good defensively and so long. I don't think they're going to see another defensive effort like we've seen from Charlotte tonight.
Here's McDaniels. And look at that Indiana defense extending about 5 feet beyond the three-point line. To some of these matchups over the next couple of days. Off balance flick at the rim. On that free agent deal, a couple.
Because of the Charlotte Hornets. Because they're not going to allow him to play anymore in this game.
It's about the only thing that hasn't gone right for Indiana. As Miles Bridges, nice little spin and finish off glass. 124-93. Again, Boston and Washington. That comes your way later to make. And the reports about, well, maybe Nate Bjorkman's job security. How about? Yeah, my goodness. Driving.
All the threes they could ask for. The rim runs, the attacks at the basket in the half court, they just clicking on all cylinders.
Gee, it's almost like you're watching a pickup game at the local gym. And one team's going to run off.
They have had a solid season and a lot to build on, some incredible young talent. And, you know, there's no love lost between those two organizations. As Cassius Stanley able to step in. And you know what? Based on how things have been going, you would expect Washington to have a great chance to get this win on the road. We're seeing right now. I just, it's mind-boggling, really, to see this kind of a performance.
Three-pointer from Martin won't go. And this was a team, again, that was in the number 4 slot in the East early part of April. First night of this first ever NBA play-in tournament. Indiana, Charlotte, 9-10 matchup. Boston, Washington in the 7-8. Game that comes your way next. Marv Albert, Grant Hill will have the call right here on TNT. Final 2 and change. Indiana refuses to cool off. It's Martin again. Washington, Boston comes your way next. And Indiana's going to have their second highest scoring game of the season. Oh boy, this one could not have come at a better time. Darling off the inbounds hit. All the questions that the Pacers had to answer over the last couple.